everyone. If you know me, for the past few years I've been on YouTube, one thing you probably think I like to talk about a lot is Marvel. Marvel is something I like to talk about. However, besides Marvel, there's also DC. I have a good relationship with DC if you don't already know. DC has been creating some pretty nice stuff. But one thing for sure, despite DC doing a great job with their comics and their cartoons and some of their old movies, their version of the MCU, the DCEU, has been going on a little narrow path, if you get what I'm trying to say. See, while the MCU has been expanding pretty well with lots of new movies that definitely keep kicking each time, the DC Extended Universe somehow likes to take one step in one direction, where sometimes the movies just don't work, but other times they do work. It's just unpredictable what happens. It just doesn't make them as enjoyable as Marvel does with their universe. Despite that, though, I still think the DC Extended Universe is worth talking about. So today, I'm going to be ranking every DC Extended Universe movie that I've seen ranked. I say I've seen because, well, I hate to break it to you, but there are two, and just don't worry, only two movies from the Extended Universe I haven't seen. Man of Steel nor Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. Let's talk about that. I haven't seen Man of Steel because I haven't began watching the Extended Universe ever since 2016 when Batman vs. Superman came out. And by that time, I never really felt like watching Man of Steel, and to this day, I'm just not the person for the Superman genre. If you've seen a video on that, you know that Batman's my guy, and Superman's kind of more of the side of just not having a big movie franchise that I'm willing to check out. And the reason I haven't seen Zack Snyder's Justice League is because, well, that's an HBO Max original. And if you see my video on streaming platforms I don't have HBO Max, so I can't watch it. Sad, but if I had it, maybe I would, but I don't, so I don't have it. So I'm only excluding those two movies from this ranking. Besides those two films, every other DC Extended Universe movie is going to be talked about here in rank. I'm going to rank them by which I just think are the better ones. And this is all my opinion, of course, so, just don't try to get all mixed up from me if I don't have the same thoughts as you do. That being said, let's go ahead and rank all 9 of these movies I've seen, rather than go ahead and rank every 11, because Man of Steel and Zack Snyder's Justice League are out. I'm sorry, they're gone. Get out of here. Get out of here, you two. I'm not talking about you two today. I'm talking about the rest. Let's get ranking. Batman vs. Superman. Like I said, I haven't seen Batman vs. Superman ever since the time I first started the universe. In 2016, when I first saw this movie come out, and I was like, oh crap, these two are finally battling each other. This should be epic. And I was so ready to sit down and watch the two get it on with the biggest battle of the century. Only to find out it was one of the dumbest battles of the century. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but Batman vs. Superman flopped hard to me. This movie just completely lost my love for these two battling each other. I really thought I was going to get something awesome with Batman and Superman fighting each other, but I didn't. I got something stupid. What I got instead was just a bunch of random crap backstory that you can easily forget, a bunch of dumb, boring moments to forget, some pretty lazy acting from the two, an overall story that just... This movie just did not give me what I wanted out of a Batman vs. Superman film. Batman fighting Superman is something that I would have really been sitting down for, but I didn't. Instead, I just watched this and I was yawning most times. I was cringing most times. I was really saying most times, oh god, this movie is just so dumb. Why would they have done this to us? This is my childhood. What have they done? Yeah, this movie just did not work for me. Now, for those of you wondering, no, I have not seen the uncut version of the movie. But that doesn't count, does it? I mean, it's not really a separate movie. It's just the uncut version that I wasn't able to buy because I seem to have lost all hope for this movie, as I just seem to feel like it's just not doing what I want it to do. It's giving me everything I wish would not have happened in this movie. God, so much about this movie is not what I expected. I expected better out of these two fighting each other. So that's sad. It really is. I'm just hoping that maybe, I don't know, maybe the next battle that we get between two icons will not work like this, because we did get Godzilla versus Kong. That definitely did something better. It definitely did create something I wanted. So just get more movies like that and we'll be good. Wonder Woman 84. This was a recently released movie coming out last December in 2020. This movie had tons of delays, of course, because, it was 2020. It was going to come out in June. I was thinking, oh man, I cannot wait to see this one. But then they're like, oh no, 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 no. People are not seeing this today. So they pushed it to October. I was like, oh, well, that sucks. Well, I mean, at least I'll see it in October. That's good, right? But then they're like, oh, no, 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 we can't do that anymore. They're going to December. And thankfully, December was their last delay, so we saw it in December. And when we saw Wonder Woman 84, we were ready to sit down and thinking, oh man, I can't believe this movie has been going delays. I'm really ready to see it. Let's check it out. I didn't get what I wanted. I mean, this movie wasn't as bad as Batman vs. Superman in my opinion, but it really threw me off of what I wanted to see. The film just takes away too much of a younger audience level. Like, we keep complaining that the extended universe needs to start aiming towards more younger demographics by not being so dark. We're trying to say DC Universe does not need to be so dark. And Wonder Woman 84 isn't dark, but it takes that gimmick that we wanted way too far, and it's way beyond what we wanted to see. It's too childish for me, it's too lame for me, it's really stupid for me. I mean, this could not have been stupid. It's Wonder Woman in a sequel. The first Wonder Woman movie blew everyone away with how good the DC Extended Universe is getting. But with this one, we just got completely out of what we were going to see. So I really feel like this movie didn't listen to us. And which is sad, because that's something I feel like this universe would want to do. Listen to us. But it didn't. It ignored us. So thanks for that, movie. You ignored us. I'm going to ignore you the next time I have to talk about you. Wait, I'm talking about you now, so that's kind of ruin it. But whatever. Just know that this movie is bad in my opinion, and it really should have been better. Suicide Squad has often been considered to be DC's dumbest movie ever. And while I actually am going to have to say it right now, go ahead and call me stupid, but the movie wasn't that bad. I mean, I still didn't think it had good influence. It still just wasn't one of DC's finest, but I mean, it was not as bad as people seem to want to credit it for. I mean, all the stupidity it had was, I guess, acceptable for me. There were a few stupid moments, though, I will admit, did not accept any hopes I wanted. Like, of course, we gotta talk about Jared Leto as Joker, one of the worst casting choices I've seen in DC movies. And, of course, a bunch of forgettable characters. I really only remember how Harley Quinn goes. Harley Quinn is a good character when it comes to Margaret Robbie's portrayal. I mean, I'll admit, Margaret Robbie as Harley Quinn is honestly pretty good, so I guess that's nice. But when you have Jared Leto as Joker, or Will Smith, or a bunch of these other characters, I don't know if your movie's going to be as good as you expanded. I didn't think it was too bad. I actually think it definitely had a good chunk of fun moments, just wasn't filled with them to where I could actually say it was a great accomplishment by DC. It wasn't. It was an okay accomplishment by DC. And I know I could probably get hatred for that, but who knows? I can have my opinions, can't I? I mean, come on, we all have them. I told you this was my opinion. You just don't want to believe me, don't you? You don't think I'm right. Because you don't think my opinions matter. Well, I guess they don't, but like, whatever, fine. Hate me for my opinions. I'm sorry. Birds of Prey. Here's another Harley Quinn movie. This one, thankfully, does not have Jared Leto as the Joker or any of the other dumb characters from the Suicide Squad movie. But it adds in some new characters. It doesn't really count much as a Suicide Squad film. It was just mainly meant to try and focus more on Harley Quinn and doing her own stuff, having her own friends to fight with, regardless of not actually being a Suicide Squad movie.
what I will have to say it may have not been bad. It actually may have been somewhat good. I still just think, like, I would have wanted a lot better from it. A lot of good stuff come from this movie, I'll admit, but it still just seemed to have kind of left itself out of the open for many possibilities. So there were the many possibilities that this movie didn't give us. I guess will be a good way for me to say that this was not a good movie, but it wasn't that bad actually. I actually still kind of enjoyed what it gave us. Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. I actually kind of admired what this film gave us compared to at least what Suicide Squad gave us or any of the other movies I was talking about before this. So, regardless of this movie still not being an accomplishment of great glory, it was an accomplishment of something, and that's good, right? It accomplished something. Aquaman. The almighty Aquaman, a character from DC Comics we all really, really hated. Aquaman was considered one of DC's worst heroes to root for. I mean, we really did not have any love for Aquaman while watching the cartoons or reading the comics. And when we heard he was coming in for the extended universe, we just kind of didn't care. We were just thinking, oh, whatever, he's not cool. But in my personal opinion, at least, when Aquaman first debuted in the extended universe, he was way better than what we wanted from him. Aquaman was incredible for his characteristic. I really was thinking this guy was not going to be the perfect hero, even in an extended universe. But no, he was. He was perfect for this guy. I just think that Aquaman was really incredible for this franchise. He just became the character we all wanted to see from him in the comics and cartoons. So we're good. And we got this movie that was able to bring him into the spotlight. I mean, it was definitely a great way of giving Aquaman the spotlight he deserved. And even though this film probably still needed a little bit of more better stuff for me to call it better than what I'm calling it now, I think it was a really good movie. I think this movie really did do Aquaman justice compared to what other people give Aquaman for. So this movie is able to give Aquaman the character we love from him and the character we hope to see from him in future comic books or cartoons. I doubt we're going to see that, but who knows? Maybe we should. Maybe we will. All I know is that for the DC Extended Universe, Aquaman is perfect, and I think this kind of Aquaman should continue throughout the entirety of DC. Justice League. Yes, look, I get it. Everybody complains Justice League sucks. People call it one of the worst ones. In fact, some people call it the worst out of every DC Universe movie. And if you saw my video on top 10 underrated movies out there, you know that I personally think this movie was pretty good. Yeah, I know, I'm still probably getting a lot of hatred for thinking that, but I don't know, I look back at this and I personally really enjoyed this movie. Some of the problems people complain about, I will admit I kind of were complaining about too, like I really still couldn't stand Ben Affleck as Batman or anything. But besides that, a lot of the movie was still pretty good. I actually still really enjoyed what this movie gave us. It gave us an entire new way to try, make the DC Extended Universe work again, rather than tries to take back every bad thing the DC Universe has done in the past. And I'll admit, it does that pretty well. I don't. A lot of people complain about many moments, but can I at least just talk about the good moments I think about, rather than talking about the bad moments they think about? I think this movie is able to continue the universe and try to make it look better, instead of have it be as stupid as it was in the previous years of Suicide Squad or Batman vs. Superman. It's able to try and recreate the universe in a way that could make it enjoyable. And even though it probably still hasn't reached that good level yet, it's getting somewhere with it. It's definitely going somewhere good with the universe. It's able to actually create something interesting for us. And that's good here. So no matter what many people complain, I like this movie. If I do manage to watch the Snyder cut of the movie, maybe my opinions on this one will change. But if not, I like both movies, or I just like this movie. And either way, I like this movie, no matter what others like to say about it. Wonder Woman. Now here's the movie everyone considers to be the best of the DC universe. Wonder Woman was the character that people really were happy to see make the DC Extended Universe a lot better than it was. This character is, in all honesty, like I mentioned, my favorite female movie star out there. Yeah, in my opinion, Wonder Woman is the best female movie character ever. She is a superhero that's everything else for me. I mean, she just does everything I love about female superheroes. I mean, Black Widow or Scarlet Witch from the Marvel Universe are cool, but Wonder Woman is way cooler in my opinion. She comes with a lasso. She has really cool abilities. I mean, I just think Wonder Woman has everything that I want to see from DC's female targeting. So I think maybe Wonder Woman is the movie that makes the extended universe perfect. It's not the best one though. There are two I consider better, and maybe they probably will cause controversy for people, but to me this movie still did a good job bringing the character to life, giving us a story that we wanted to see from other DC movies. And I mean, it got boring one or two. I guess one reason why I kind of called it on this part, but overall, I really enjoyed this movie, and I'm really glad that Wonder Woman is coming to the universe like this. This is the Wonder Woman I want to see. Not the stupid Wonder Woman we saw in '84, but the one that started it all. Well, not really, just the one that started it all in the DC universe. This one. Shazam. I mean, this one takes on a different note. This movie does something completely different compared to what other movies do. The movies that we just talked about try to focus on a very serious note, trying to really put in actual character arc and actually try to look serious and intense. Shazam, on the other hand, only focuses on trying to be a funny little classics comedy superhero flick. But I gotta be honest, I don't mind that at all. I like that DC did that for once. It's like with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. It acts serious once in a while, but is overall just trying to look hilarious for what it wants to do. And you know what? I think that Shazam is the Guardians of the Galaxy of the DC universe. Because it's funny. That's really it. It's not really always trying to look serious. It's hilarious. It's a kind of movie that we wouldn't want to see from every movie, but something we definitely are glad we're seeing from one of the movies. So we're glad that this character can be a funny guy, probably not appearing in many crossovers with other characters since he's just not serious enough, but is someone that can, be his own kind of character. A character that's not only causes good laughs, but, can create good possibilities for future appearances. It's good to see this character have its arc in the DC universe, not always focus on a super dark story, just try to be funny. It's a good way to, make things right. Just be funny. That's what you gotta do. You want your movie to work? Be funny. It doesn't matter what people say. People won't be like, "Oh, this movie should not be funny. It's stupid." No. Your character has to be funny, and people will be laughing too hard to want to complain about the movie. They'll be laughing. They won't care that they're laughing at a superhero movie. They're just happy that it's funny and just will enjoy it that way. I'm one of those people apparently. So, yeah, this movie did it. What movie did the best? I'll tell you what movie did the best. You want to hear it? It's the more recent DC Extended Universe movie that did it all the best. The Suicide Squad. This movie did everything I was ready to see for the Suicide Squad. The original one, the Suicide Squad we got from 2016, was not too bad, but still just wasn't good for many ways. But now we got this one, which was everything we all were ready to see for an actual Suicide Squad movie. This time they got director James Gunn, we all know for Guardians of the Galaxy, to be in charge of it. And believe me, he gave us something that is just, in all honesty to me, the best that the DC Extended Universe would have to give us. It gives us good levels of comedy, good levels of actual action, good levels of good characters. It just has everything that this Suicide Squad needs. And is everything I feel like I'm getting good of with the overall extended universe. I'm probably not gonna like this universe better than Marvel Universe, or even like it as good as Marvel Universe from this time forward. But if I had to pick one out of every of these movies that works pretty well for this franchise to be the one movie to describe the universe as pretty good, I'd go with Suicide Squad. Well, V Suicide Squad. Yeah, they just call it V Suicide Squad because it is V Suicide Squad. It's not the stupid Jared Leto Joker one. It's the one that gives us characters like John Cena or Polka Dot Man or a shark or more Harley Quinn. Yeah. This movie just has everything for me, and I think we all are really happy that this movie actually gave us something we were hoping to see from the original Suicide Squad movie. And it's just the one movie that gives a good chunk of everything that this universe is ready to give us. So hopefully we get more movies like this for the universe, or maybe just more serious movies that are well pasted like this. Because this movie, it's just always incredible. It's always incredible for all of us. I will always seem to adore what it gave me, and everyone else got something great out of it, and I definitely got something great out of it.
All I can say now is the DC Universe is doing fine, so hopefully when we continue on with more movies, we'll get better. Because the Batman's coming out next year, and that movie has to be good, because if it's not, I swear I'm going to get mad. I guess I'll have to do something else now. I guess maybe try to talk about more DC stuff. Oh crap, I'm running out of time. Never mind, I'm running out of time, so I'll just get out of here then. See if I can talk about anything else DC related next video. If I don't, oh well. Goodbye.